sister. Welcome to the Happy, Purposeful, and Free podcast, where we are all about going after our dreams, living aligned with our soul's purpose, and playing all out. I'm your guide, Katrina Lelly, life and biz mentor, entrepreneur, mama of four, wife, and big kid at heart. This is where you will get the realest of the real from me and our special guests about living a life with passion, alignment, and what's true for you. We don't do the small talk around here. We are all about being who we are, sharing the tools, tips, all the behind the scenes, and inspiring stories that empower you to boldly pursue your life. I will share all the goods on life, business, and relationships so that you can start living your happy, purposeful, and free. Let's do this thing together. Hello, welcome back to the Happy, Purposeful, and Free podcast. I am your host, Katrina Lelly. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. And if this is your first time here, awesome! I am so excited that you are here. I love everybody. I love all of you who continue to show up, not only just to listen to this episode or these podcasts because, it helps me, but also for showing up for yourself. This is one small little thing that you can do just to show up for yourself because it means that you know you're worth more than what's going on. You're seeking, you're looking to grow, you're looking for inspiration, motivation, connection, all of those things. And that makes me so damn proud of you for showing up for yourself in that way. And let me tell you, I am so excited about today's episode. Another quick one to help you get your week off on the most amazing foot. I don't know what the most amazing foot is. I totally pulled that out of where. And I'm just excited and so happy for you to be here. And I want to talk about, something that's kind of thrown around. And when I pulled this up, Zig Ziglar came up, and I don't know a ton about Zig Ziglar. I know he's big in the personal development world, in that kind of space. And, he has a lot of lessons and teachings, and, he talks about law of attraction some, and, he's got a lot of amazing information out there. Brilliant man from what I do know. And I know some people who have, totally dove into his stuff even more than I have. But, let's talk about that whole, you got to be before you can do, and you've got to do before you can have. And that's a quote by Zig Ziglar. And that be, do, have. And I want to talk about why I think you have it backwards. Why we all have had it backwards for a really long time. And maybe you don't have it backwards yet. Maybe you figured out the quote unquote, not really, but yet secret formula, the be, do, have. Because most of you are living in that do, have, be mentality. Do, have, be. And let me tell you, how's that working out let me ask you first, how is that working out for you? Like truly, how is it working out for you? And some people find this space to work really, really well for them. Some people find it doesn't work really, really well for them. And those people that it's not working well for you, you're grinding, you're hustling, you're going after, if you do enough, if you work hard enough, if you grind enough, if you do more, if only you could be more, and then you'll have the life, you'll have the money, you'll have the relationships, you'll have the abundance, you'll have the self-confidence. Then you can be happy. Then you can be joyful. Then you can be more playful. That thought process is so absolutely backwards, but it's what we are taught in today's world. It is talked about and it's shown and it's modeled in today's world that you've got to go work really hard. And I think this is shifting. It's definitely shifting, or at least I see it shifting because of the space that I'm in. So there is it starting to shift, but I think we need to get a little bit louder about it and talk a little bit more about it. And that's what I'm passionate about helping you understand and find, is that it's not the doing, do, have, be. We've got it backwards. It's be, do, have. Be, do, have. So what does that actually look like? B, who am I and what is important to me? Do you know exactly who you are? Do you know all the things that you love and that bring you joy? How well do you know yourself? Have you truly done the inner work that you need to help you bust through those things? And the inner work, you guys, don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. It looks different for everybody. Some of you have some really hard, difficult traumas. Some of you grew up with a really great life and didn't have some of the traumas that maybe somebody else did. It doesn't matter. We always all have some belief, some block that's holding us back, especially if you're not feeling completely in the flow and peace and calm and you're laughing and you're having joy, and you're having the flow of abundance that you want to and the quality of relationships. I don't know a lot of people like that. There are people out there who are doing that. For sure, but I don't know a lot of us who are doing that, And it's that be, do, have. So be, who am I and what is important to me? I want you to take time to journal these things out, write about these things. Who am I and what is important to me? Who are you? Who are you? How well do you know yourself? And you know what's actually important to you. Do you know what you love to do for fun? What are those things? And one of the ways that you can kind of also discover what this part is go back to when you were a kid. Go back to when you were a child and find out, think about, what did I like to do? What was some of the most fun things I used to do? For me, I used to get up in the front of my classroom in my bedroom and teach. And that was fun to me. And granted, I yelled at some kids too because they were getting out of hand, but I love to teach. What else brought me fun? Coloring. I loved to color. I loved being outside and camping and being in joy. And I'm still working on this for myself, you guys, trying to figure out what is it actually Katrina likes. And some of those things have shifted, but to go back into your childhood and look at some of those things that you used to do, if you anchor into that, it's a good starting place for you. The next piece is that do. So we get to show up right now in abundance. We get to show up right now with love. We get to show up right now with the flow and having some calmness in our life and not going to overwhelm or stress or anxiety or anger or all the things, learning how to live right now in the way that we think we would live once we've got all the things that we want. How is that person living? This is kind of diving into your higher self. How is that higher self living? But that being is living that way living in that way right now. How can I be happy right now? How can I invite more peace into my life right now? Because all the outside things are not going to bring me those things that I think. It's all that inner work. It's an inside job. And then that's doing. So, who am I? The be, who am I and what is important to me now? The doing are, what are the actions I need to take? And are those actions in alignment with who I am and what's important to me? Are those actions in alignment with who I am and what's important to me? This is where I see so many online coaches, spaces, entrepreneurs getting it backwards, is because they go do and they grind and they work hard and they start businesses and they some of them have a lot of success and some of them don't have a lot of success, but then they find out they're burnt out before they really get started because they're doing the things they think they need to do. And I'm learning this for myself. I have a coach walking me through this myself because I know this stuff, but walking through it myself and actually taking myself through it, that having that accountability piece adds that extra layer. Having that different kind of outside person understanding this is why coaches are really good is so beautiful. What are the actions I need to take? And are those actions in alignment with who I am and what's important to me? That's the most important part of this. Are those actions in alignment with who I am and what's important to me? Because that's the energy you're going to bring. Now, are we going to have to do some stuff that we don't like, that's not fun, that we don't love? Yes, we totally are. That's part of the process, right? Until you get to a space where you can delegate those things out. Hiring the housekeeper, hiring somebody to cook, or ordering in, HelloFresh or something like that. Doing things until you get to that place. But, coming into that beingness and remembering, what is it that brings you joy? The way that you do something, if you're trying to build a business, the way that you try to build that business is going to look different than Susie over here, because Susie likes to do it one way, and are you doing it your way? I have a different belief than what's preached, especially when it comes to my side gig. I have a different belief, even when it comes to building my own coaching and inviting my clients in. I have a different belief of the way it should be done. And when you're not in alignment with what you believe, people are going to notice that. They're not going to be able to see exactly that's what it is, but they're going to tell by your energy that something is off. So what are those actions you need to take, and are those actions in alignment with who I am and what's important to me? And then the last piece, the have. That's when the quality of your life improves. That's when your relationships improve. That's when your energy improves. If you are low on energy, part of that is definitely taking a look at where you're spending your time, how you're spending your time. What are you wanting to do? And your business is booming. Your financial is flowing. You feel better. You're not snapping at your kids. You're not snapping at your husband, but you're in a flow and you have a knowing. You have a deep belief and faith in knowing in the law of attraction, the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe, that everything is working out in your favor and that you are just here to do what you get to do one day at a time, stepping up, one foot in front of the other, and it all comes flowing to you. It all works out. So how can you flip that do, have, be around and be, do, have? I know everybody's talking about it, but I don't think we talk about it enough. It truly is like being, because your beingness is what's going to attract what you want. It's going to attract those relationships, those besties in that you're trying to call in. It's going to attract those clients in for your business. It's going to attract in, maybe you're trying to find a guy to date and love and have kids with and marry. Like, it's going to attract that guy in. It's going to attract your clients in. It's going to attract the financial flow in. It's going to attract whatever it is you're trying to attract into your life now, that being. And then you show up and you go do those things that are meant for you in the way in which you want to do them. That's how it works. And then everything flows in. Everything flows in. So I hope that you found so much value in this episode. I know that you did. You guys know what to do. Go share it. Tag me on social media. Share it with that person, that bestie who needs to hear this, that friend who is going through that time, and you see them. They're working hard. They're grinding. Maybe they've had some really good success. Maybe things are flowing, but they're burnt out. They're feeling torn apart. They're feeling like they're in a million pieces at the end of the day. Or like they're feeling as though no matter what they do, it's just not enough. Go share it with them, or re-listen to this for yourself, because maybe it's you. I love you so, so much. I'm so excited you're here, and I cannot wait to talk to you. Until next time. Thank you so much for listening. And if you loved this episode and know of someone else who has a powerful story and are doing big things, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you helped me get this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, it goes a long way to take 60 seconds, leave me a 5-star review, and share this episode with a girlfriend. Don't forget to tag me on social media, and if that's not your thing, shoot me a DM, because I would like to personally thank you for doing so. We are not meant to do this life alone, and I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you. Until next time.